Searching the globe to find animals good enough to be called funny, it's the planet's funniest animals. The animal show that doesn't bite. So jump up on the good couch and meet an elephant who's good for a few belly laughs. A dog who'll knock your socks off. Plus, we'll look back at the days of the old horse and bucket. All that and much, much more on the planet's funniest animals. And now, a man who wonders why flamingos' homes aren't more 50s looking, Matt Gallant.
Hi, and welcome to the planet's funniest animals, the show that always promises to come through, as long as there's no obstructions blocking your satellite dish. As everyone on our talented crew will tell you, it's no fun being in jail. So recently, after having some problems with my dog, I took him down to the animal correction facility to try to scare him straight. Here's how I handled my tough love. So we go over there, and here's what I said. I said, "You see that? You want to end up like that guy in there, pal? Well, go ahead. Keep it up. Keep chasing cars, why don't you? You want to spend your Christmas all alone in the slammer, huh? You know what they get for Christmas in jail? One stinking piece of coal. That's what. Oh, you like eating out of garbage cans, huh? Well, let's see how you like fighting over a teaspoon of this every day. You see this guy? See this guy right here? You know what his name was before they put him in the slammer? Spunky. Then my dog says to me, he says, "Well, I'll just break out then." And I say, "Yeah, that sounds real good." Until a bounty hunter finds you in Mexico and they put you back for twice the amount of time. So go ahead, keep it up. You know, we never talk about this, but I'm a very different person when the studio cameras are turned off. For instance, this is what I look like when the camera's turned on. And this is what I look like when the camera's turned off. See, very different. Well, the same thing goes for the animals on the show. See, here's a shot of my lucky socks when the cameras were on. And here he is when he thought the cameras were turned off. Big difference. Here's what Quarter Horse Velvet Princess looks like when the cameras are on. And here she is when she thinks the cameras are turned off. Cameras on. Cameras off. Here's what a typical moose looks like when the cameras are on.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I love that.
And here's how they look when they think they're off. Must have been the chilly water. Here's how bears amuse themselves when the cameras are on. And well, let's just say that this is really none of our business. Shivering squirrels store nuts for the winter. Cold bears hibernate in caves, and birds take long, arduous flights south. But what about those animals who live in our homes? I mean, suppose the heater goes out and all of a sudden it's like 69 degrees inside. What then? How do those animals survive the winter, for God's sakes? The animals that live inside our homes are often forced to gather things for the winter. Like comfortable leather shoes and cotton socks to protect them from the cold, harsh, plush pile carpet. While his counterparts in the wild gather scarce nuts and berries and various items for their dens, this indoor animal competes for more important things like foreign currency. Novelty items such as fake rubber monster hands and sock monkeys are often harvested and used to keep the mind off the uncomfortable winter environment outside the bed mattress. Here we see a concerned dog trying to drag his reluctant owner in from the frigid cold. Look at that. Judging by the way he's dressed, why, it must be below 70 out there. Anyone can see why it's important to have some of this on hand during the winter. Heck, it's important to have some of this on hand after our catered lunch here at the show. This clip really doesn't have anything to do with winter survival. We just can't believe people really wear our Planet's Funniest Animals t-shirts. Well, it's time once again to check our mailbag. Here's one that reads, Dear Matt, quick question. My vet said that my dog isn't getting enough greens. My dog hates greens. Any tips on what to give him? Signed, Duke, Le Justice, Queens Hope, Connecticut. Well, Duke, I'm no canine dietitian, but I do have one tasty suggestion. Here's something green that dogs really love. The problem is, they can taste, but they really shouldn't bite or swallow. I guess all the vitamins are in the feathers. Thanks for writing, Duke. We've got to take a break, but to fill that 2-minute void, here are some commercials.
Coming up, a flamingo who does things in a roundabout way. A cat who's part of the circle of life. Plus, look what the tide brought in. When we return with more of the planet's funniest animals.
If you ask me, they've got so many sports channels on nowadays, they're running out of things to show. Have you seen the kind of ball games they're airing now? Check it out.
Well, we have about 55,000 on hand for today's ball game, so let's get started. And there's one driven deep into the outfield. Lula trying to get to it in the glare. She's going after it. She's got a nose for the ball. But that's gotta be extra bases. So with no outs, there's a line drive to center field. Blackie Lab is there, going back against the wall. And apparently around some trees. He bobbles it, and that'll bring a man to third. By the way, tomorrow night is big swinging ball night out at the stadium. All youngsters 12 and under, accompanied by an adult, will receive a big swinging ball, courtesy of Big Swinging Ball 101 FM. And here we have a little delay of the action here as umpire Jerry Grossman checks the ball for a foreign substance. Everything seems to check out, so it's back to the count. Well, it looks like the fans are starting to get a little bored. They've just finished tossing around a beach ball, and now they're doing the wave. So from all of us here at the booth, goodbye, everybody.
Now it's time for our Planet's Funniest Animals time capsule. There's no doubt that much of the 21st century technology that we take for granted today had its crude beginnings in the early 1950s. Take this invention, for example. Here's a device that was invented by a Mr. Roger Dobson in 1951. That's right, what you're seeing is the 16mm babysitter scope, the predecessor of today's nanny cam. This particular footage proved helpful when it caught the babysitter tying the legs of two youngsters together in a suburban Los Angeles backyard. Notice the confusion and look of sheer terror on the faces of the Dobson boys. The only drawback was, back then, it took 2 weeks to develop the film, and by that time, the babysitter was out of town. You know, I may be going out on a limb here, but I can imagine that many of you watching the show tonight were torn when you looked in the guide and noticed that this show is being broadcast directly opposite great ballet performances on public television. So, to satisfy both of those conflicting urges, we at the Planet's Funniest Animals present to you the dance of the sugar plum animals. Enjoy. virtue, then it's time to test how virtuous you are. We'll be back after these.
Coming up, 2 kittens that are about to get the boot. A cat who looks quite striking. Plus someone who just got a sock in the mouth. When we return to the planet's funniest animals, only on Animal Planet.
Welcome back. Now it's time for Animals in the News. Workers' unions in Napa County are upset today after it was learned that vineyards were firing human employees and hiring exotic birds to crush grapes for wine. Well, there's trouble in rural America. It seems that Indiana farmer Charles Nibley was arrested late Tuesday after it was learned he was running a graphic cow milking website complete with streaming video. A look of disgust was seen on the face of this Lion Park Safari resident in South Africa Tuesday when he learned he'd eaten a hyena and then heard that there was a mass recall of that species the night before. Well, there's finally an answer to what your dog does when you're not at home. According to a research study in Melbourne, Texas, your dog probably steals a neighbor's classic car and then goes cruising with other neighborhood dogs. After one too many accidents, safety advocates have finally pressured a popular amusement park in Thailand to install proper seats and belts onto their flying elephant ride. Because of a special agreement between this network and your local community college, we present to you today's 5-credit video lesson, Body Parts and Their Usage.
Welcome to the video classroom, Body Parts and Their Usage. The first body part we'll be discussing today is the tongue. The tongue is one of the strongest muscles of the body and is used for tasting. This tongue is now tasting the essence of a former rodent on the face of this brown cat. The claws are another important body part and are vital for the stimulation of tired muscles and joints. Because when you're sitting around all day doing nothing but getting a massage, you tend to get tired. Claws are also used to stimulate blood flow. And believe me, if these claws actually connect, there'll be plenty of that. The nose is a body part we just could not be without. It's capable of sensing chemical odors from miles away, so you might wonder the reason for this distance. The teeth are essential for gripping and chewing things. Here we see a smelly sock being ripped and taken for the cat in the last clip to enjoy. Every body part has its own function. The paws are necessary for eating and drinking. Incidentally, this glass of milk has more than just vitamin D floating in it. This concludes today's video classroom segment.
If you're wondering how we earn our chicken feed around here, the answer answer lies somewhere in these commercials.
Coming up, a hamster known for his fly impersonations. When we return to the planet's funniest animals.
I learned my lesson the hard way. I was just out taking a walk the other day and I bought a bootleg copy of a famous movie they sell out in the street. So I take the thing home, I put it in the machine, and look at this. So there I am watching the movie, and about 20 minutes into it, I noticed something funny. This isn't the real Mission Impossible. I mean, Tom Cruise doesn't have ears like that. What's up? Believe this? $350 down the drain. Hey, come on, don't waste your hard-earned money on some cheap chew toy your pet is never gonna chew in the first place. Let us waste money on a chew toy he'll surely have fun ripping apart. I'm talking about a Planet's Funniest Animals t-shirt. You want one? Well, just send us a video of your pet on vacation, in the backyard, in the front yard, wherever. And if we use it on the air, the t-shirt and $100 are yours. But please make sure no animals are harmed in the making of your videos. And send your funny stuff to
The Planet's Funniest Animals. P.O. Box 2904, Toluca Lake, California. 91610-0904. Remember, if we use your tape, we'll send you $100 and a Planet's Funniest Animals t-shirt.
Well, that's about all the show we have left, if you don't count the time it takes to roll the credits at the end of the show and me saying, goodbye, everybody. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Thank you for watching.